I can't play that music because that's illegal. Am I live? There it is. Did it? Hello, YouTube. Good morning. If you're watching this as a replay, you can skip ahead 10 minutes. If not, there you are. You're just going to listen to me babble. And Jesse Flath is here in studio. Isn't it silly that almost the 1st of June and I still got to run a space heater? Morning, Waylon Turnus and Jesse. He says, good morning, Scott and Jesse. Did you buy your camper from him?
No.
Oh. Well, there you go. There you go. There you have it. I should probably pull up this stuff over here. Behind the scenes. How's your put your headphones on? How's your audio level over there?
Oops.
What? I had your mic off, so that's good. Now it's on.
Okay.
Oh, I ain't kidding you. I'm a little sore from branding. And all I did is just stand there and watch everybody work.
Excuse me.
Pull that out of here.
All right, what are we checking here?
How's your audio level?
My ears are good.
Okay. You got to keep talking so I can set your voice
I
thing.
got you. I'm non-existent still here.
We may have partied a little bit yesterday.
Our voices sound like we're 113 years old.
It's like we've been smoking.
I put this hat on and got halfway over here. I'm like, wow, the yard really smells like branding. Then I sat down in this chair. I'm like, nope, that's me.
You.
And I even showered last night.
Karen, good morning. Koly. I don't know what's going on there. Figure it out. Pull your finger out of your ass and figure it out. That's about as all you're going to get there. Holy moly.
Oh, that's not good.
Picking scabs?
Burns.
Did you
Burnt.
brand? Did you brand yourself?
Got myself a little bit welding the camper up the other day.
Wayne says, how did Brandon go? It went great. Everybody gives me a hard time. They're like, geez, do you have one horse for every cow?
Yep.
Yeah. Have you ever rounded up in this country? No, it went good, Wayne.
How do they know how many cows you got?
I love flatlanders that make fun of me. So I have no notes or nothing. So we're just going to wing this. Okay. You ready for this?
Ready as I am for anything else in life.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Wayne, I wish you'd have been here too. Would have been nice.
This is Wayne from Pier.
Wayne Muth.
Oh, Wayne Muth. Oh, okay.
At least I think so. Big Daddy Dave Williams from Pier.
Oh, yeah.
That dude.
I forget who's from where.
I don't care what anybody says. That's one of the best radio names there is out there. Did you just blow on your own arm?
I did.
Did you kiss it and make it better? What time is it? I got time to get water.
Oh, man. What was that? I don't know. He's yelling something at me from the other end of the house. That ain't going to work. So we really have no topic for today. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, Ivan Lardy giving us a heads up. Big graduation for his daughter this weekend, along with a bunch of others. If you got something you want to talk about, give us a call. Ivan's up watching. He just texted me. His daughter graduates tomorrow. I'm trying to think of what day it was.
He's got a daughter that graduated?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, I thought he was a grandpa. Big Daddy says,
I am expecting a text now.
I'm trying to track down some bison meat for my freezer. Any names to reach out to? Yeah. There's a family down by Riva. Their last name is Jerde, Jerde, Jerde family. And they raise buffalo, and they have phenomenal meat down there. Yeah. Good people, too. Like, really good people. Oh. Ain't kidding you. I think I drank an entire pop machine out of Hams last night.
Yes, you did.
There we go. So this should be entertaining on Memorial Weekend. You're welcome. Yeah, Jerde family. The wife's name is Jill. Golly. I can name almost all the kids, and I forget. Phil and Jill Jerde. It's like a poet, and I didn't know it. 2.5 minutes. Showtime.
What was that all about? That scared me. Oh, here, put some of that on my wound. Ooh, that actually felt pretty good. It's cold.
Good grief. Did you bring your suit for Jerry's?
You talking to me?
Who else am I going to talk to? We're the only two here.
No, I got to get to town today. I'd like to go to the Jerry Lamborn branding, but duty calls. We got a steady climb in the old temperature here the next 5-6 days. Going to be tickling 90 by Thursday.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
64 today, then 68, 73, 77, 82, 90.
You know, one thing I've found that whether Darren Munn says Hintz Buffalo Ranch south of Hazen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hintz have buffalo, and then there's one over by Washburn area.
So why didn't you chime in earlier?
I wasn't really listening.
All right. 55 seconds.
You better pull on that water pretty hard. I said you better get a little more of that water on you.
On me?
In you.
I'll get her done.
Yeah.
Branding today, branding tomorrow, and leaving to Vegas on Monday morning. Yeah. So, yeah. She loaded?
Gonna be.
Would that be awesome if a coyote? Hey, hold on, 15 seconds. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Good to have you along here this morning as we just got done with branding yesterday. I should say this morning because the party kind of continued all the way through the evening side. Jesse Flath is in the co-host chair this morning. Jesse, did you know that today's show is live? Did you know that?
Did I know it's live?
It's live.
I hope so.
So
Otherwise
when
we're
you
in trouble.
well, here's the thing, and when we go to Jerry's branding, you said you can't, but there's a lot of shows out there that claim they're live, but they're actually recorded. This one,
yeah.
you can call in right here, 888-932-5682 or 888-9-DAKOTA. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for joining in that way. Also, all the great radio stations, KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota, KOLY in Mobridge, K-Fire 550 in Bismarck, Mandan, KLTC in Dickinson, and KCJB in Minot, where I went to college.
Minot.
They call it Minot up there.
That's weird.
Minot.
There's no I in that
There,
word.
that's true. What are you shooting back there?
That'd be a 22-250.
No.
That's a 223.
It's a 223.
This is a heck of a pod that Keith Warren sent you.
He did.
We got the Lane LLC suppressor on there. We've got
ATN.
Yeah, ATN night vision. Now that's a thermal like mine now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that
That
you
thing
can?
is smooth.
Did you know you could take this thermal?
And check cows with it.
You can check cows, but during calving season,
Yeah.
you can actually see the heat when you put it on the rainbow setting.
Yeah.
You can actually see the calf inside the pregnant cow.
That I have not tried. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I was
Wow.
I was checking for coyotes. Another thing that I seen that first thing I've seen in my life with checking cows 2 days ago. Right now the pronghorn antelope.
Oh, I saw a kid yesterday.
They're,
That was cool.
They're calving right now too.
It's been a long time since
Yeah.
I've seen a baby antelope.
Well, I saw like 3 or 4 antelope like head south of the cows, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And I kept driving through the cows, headed to the water tank, checked the water tank, and pretty soon all the cows came flying past me. And
Okay.
yeah. So I look up on the hill. Here, those same 3-4 antelope are chasing a coyote like crazy.
Blown up here.
What?
The cows were chasing
No,
a
that
coyote?
antelope are chasing
Oh,
a coyote.
sorry.
Pay attention to the conversation.
Yeah, well, we got text messages
Can
coming in.
you-
You want to talk about live?
Can you multitask yet? Or
Not very good,
Holy
apparently.
shit, evidently. What else do you see on the rainbow settings?
So,
Daryl, call in. I got a question for you. 888-932-5682. It's open, by the way, if you can't tell, it's open line Saturday today, Memorial Weekend, Memorial Day. So it's Memorial Day, but they call it Memorial Day Weekend. I don't think that's technically correct.
wow, it's because everybody's turned it into a camping holiday instead of
Yeah.
what it's actually about.
Exactly. What's it actually about?
It's about remembering our troops and soldiers that have fallen and
Yeah.
the ones that are still around. In fact, if you happen through Hazen this weekend or any time for the next probably 3 weeks, swing down Main Street, take a gander in my office window. The Ladies Legion Auxiliary. Every year except for last year because of the Rona. Since I have
Rona.
since I've been in my office, the ladies have put their Memorial Day display in the 2 big windows in my office. And it started to where they had the name of every fallen soldier from Mercer County, and they had to scale it back because it was getting so big it wouldn't fit in their display anymore. But we were talking about that the other day when they came to set it up, and I think I've got some plans to help them redesign their display a little bit to where we can really go after it and try to get everybody on there.
That'd be awesome. I appreciate you doing that. More people need. Hey, should we go to the phone lines? 888-932-5682. It's open line Saturday today. You're on the air. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Daryl Lease, North Dakota Farm Bureau president. You know, it's a good show when you have the president call you.
Dang right.
That's what's going
yeah,
on.
yeah. Well, you guys are hard up for someone to talk to, evidently. So,
No, we're not at all. We're just having a good time here. We got done branding yesterday, Daryl, and had a heck of a party last night. So I'm kind of hungover. Actually, I don't even think I'm that point. What's that?
I'm surprised you guys are even up already.
I got a text an hour and a half ago. Remember, we got a show this morning. I'm like, I was still sleeping. Come on.
I'm an early riser. I like mornings. So, Daryl, question for you.
Yeah.
With the Biden administration on the 30 by 30 land grab, which they now have turned the slogan into America the Beautiful, where does the Farm Bureau stand on private property rights with this whole situation?
Well, so here's the thing. Just because they change the name doesn't change the snake. And so, very, very cautious about this. I mean, they have backed up quite a bit from where the initial thing came in their wording. But, ultimately, we still believe this is going to be a land grab. It's not going to be good for agriculture, not going to be good for private property owners in general.
So we had our
and quite honestly, I think that what other things that are in jeopardy, and I think the sportsmen out there across the nation need to understand that they aren't going to gain extra from this, because the more the federal government controls land, we've seen it over the last, especially 20 years, the eroding of what you can do on federally owned lands and how far you can access them, and what you can do on them. So sportsmen, don't fall for this that, we're gonna have more access to land. There's gonna be more set aside, so more wildlife, more. If you aren't able to pursue it on there down the road, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, how many people get to hunt in Roosevelt National Park? That's federally controlled.
Mm-hmm.
How many people get to hunt on any federal land? I mean, you've got your Federal Forest Service land, which is open to the public, but they haven't said how they're going to use this acreage, what they're going to do with it. Everything's wide open. They can shut it all down. They can do anything they want.
Well, and tell me, is it accessible to all? When you let's just take the national grasslands in North Dakota, and I used to hunt out there, 4B, 4C, west of Watford City, okay? And you used to be able to drive trails. You couldn't drive off the trail, but you used to be able to drive trails to get further in, or to help retrieve game or that. Well, at that time, I would walk 5, 6, 7 miles in. And if you shot something down in there, if you were able to harvest a deer, you drug it back 5 or 6 miles. Well, now you can't get within 10 miles of that drop-off point anymore. Mm-hmm. And so it's 15 miles. So tell me how accessible it is in that situation. And secondly, how does someone with any kind of a disability have any access to that deeper pitted, deeper rooted area down there for enjoyment? It's not there. And that's just one minor change that's happened over the decades here. They're slowly eroding accessibility. And if anyone thinks that this big land grab, and by the way, staffers out of the White House have said, when asked, will the president use the Antiquities Act? And they said yes, and he will use any tool he has available to him. Well, the Antiquities Act is the only stroke of a pen that the president can use that cannot be court challenged, because if federally owned land is decided by the administration that they want to make it a national monument, they can with a stroke of a pen. And a national monument removes all access.
Hold on a sec. Can you hold on through the break? Because I want you to search something. Before I got 5 seconds. Search the Canal Act of 1890. We'll be back with more Dakota Prairie Outdoors right after these messages.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust welcomes all contestants, families, and fans to Bowman for the North Dakota High School State Rodeo Finals. For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank. We've grown along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of offering modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. Dakota Community Bank and Trust, proud sponsor of rodeo, ranching, cowboys, the Cowboy Way, and of course, the North Dakota High School Rodeo Association.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, hosting these incredible June live and online equipment auctions in Raleigh, Mercer, Lakota, and Cavalier, North Dakota, Pelican Rapids, Minnesota, and our quarterly Upper Midwest online-only auction. If you're in the market for reliable farm equipment, John Deere tractors, livestock equipment, trucks, trailers, vehicles, antiques, collectibles, guns, and ammo, or even a collectible 1948 Indian motorcycle, be sure to check out the complete inventories of these auctions and dozens of other land and equipment auctions at Pifers.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
As an independent insurance agency, Dakota Community Insurance partners with leading insurance companies to offer products that are designed around you and your farm insurance needs. As a leader in farm and ranch insurance, we can help you to minimize the risk to you and your operation, including farm equipment, livestock, farm buildings, and crops. Stop into your local branch to visit with our insurance agent or visit DakotaCommunityBank.com. You can rely on us when nature strikes. Dakota Community Insurance.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Music right there from Benny Paulson. Jesse, you know Benny, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Good guy. Good guy. All right, Daryl Lease, are you still with me?
I am.
Okay. Have you looked up the Canal Act of 1890?
I did, and there's a ton of evidence out there on that deal.
All right. So here's the thing. The Little Missouri Grazing Association, we had our annual meeting this past Wednesday. And what the Forest Service is attempting to do, so when President Trump was in office, it was very easy to get along with the Forest Service as a rancher. We could actually fix fence and do some water projects and try to get water done. Now they're saying because of the, and there's more to this, but because of the Canal Act of 1890, they feel, this is the Forest Service, they feel that any water project or pipeline that crosses private property to get to federal property or originates from private property to federal, which there's a ton of to get water in certain pastures, that there needs to be an easement that the Forest Service can assess that private land anytime they want. That's what they're up to right now.
And people are saying, well, this 30 by 30 land grab, what do you mean they're going to control 30% more land in by 2030? This is how they're doing it. I mean, it's very blatantly obvious.
So they're it never ceases to amaze me that they twist things around, because just briefly what I read on the Canal Act, and I consider myself fairly familiar with reading legislation and stuff like that and quickly understanding it, that would not fall into that. And if they didn't receive an easement prior to that crossing that, they're not entitled to one.
I agree, but they claim that if you use federal dollars for this water line, since it's used or any EQIP program or CRP program, any federal dollars that you're going to receive from this, that requires an easement from here on forth.
Well, there won't be any projects being done from here on forth, will there?
Well, I don't know, because a lot of people don't recognize this. I think there's a lot of private landowners that are taking advantage of these programs, which are nice to have these programs. However, the fine print, I think, in the long run is going to catch up with them.
Which is, by the way, why I've never used any of them programs, because I don't trust what you will be forced into down the road. So it is a bad situation. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to twist. They're going to corruptly change the agreements that are in place. That's my thoughts. And the reason I say that is it simply goes back to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service wetland easements across the state. Mm-hmm. And they've changed the game on that. They've changed the agreement. They've changed the understanding of when families did those, with the majority of them happening in the 60s and 70s, and some every decade, but a bunch of them went in 60s and 70s and even 80s. And, now they're saying they control the whole quarter of land, basically, with formulas of, what land is included in that wetland that was supposed to be very defined area that everyone thought they were going, okay, I got 2 acre wetland over here, I'm selling the easement on that. Oh no, they control more land than that around there now, and they've changed the game. So if you're in CRP, if you take EQIP money, if you take any of that, I'm telling you, the federal government will find a way to try and change it. And here's the thing. I think it's against the Canal Act, what they're trying to do. But guess what? The only way to overdo that is to take them to court.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of money to go to court.
Well, are you ready for the next one?
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, yep. So on the same meeting, Little Missouri Grazing Association, and this includes all hunters. If you hunt on any federal property or so-called public property, listen to this. What they're attempting to do is claim. So the Forest Service does not recognize section lines. So if there's a trail going up a section line, they claim they do not recognize any of those state laws or county laws, which is where the law starts. But what they're attempting to do now is claim that they can close down, and they said this, they can close down any trail that they see fit. So what they're trying to do is turn everything into more of a what's the word here? I'm looking here for Daryl and Jesse. More of a preservation type thing.
A preserve instead of
exactly a preserve. So they're closing down more access. Everybody thinks, well, we have access to the public lands and federal lands and all this. They're actually trying to close down more of these roads and trails.
That goes back to what Daryl was saying earlier about hunting up north west of Watford. All those trails, any kind of trail, whether it was a section line or not, back many moons ago was open to drive into those grounds to hunt. And now they're wanting to close down even the actual section line trails because they don't want to recognize them. But I have a question for both of you guys. Do you think this stems back to a few years back when a lot of landowners found out and are now pushing the issue that statewide the Forest Service has no easements?
Very few easements
on trails going in and out of their property across private. So are they mad at the private landowners and they're trying to, this is a jab back? Or
I don't think so, because they wanted to keep that very hush-hush.
good luck with that.
Yeah.
No, this is the preservation movement and the non-conservation movement, and folks aren't understanding the difference in the mentality out there. A preservation mindset means you don't have any use of man on it.
Right.
The conservation mindset is a responsible conservation use of all resources, because resources need to be utilized, because that's how they rejuvenate. I don't care if you're talking about a grass species. I don't care if you're talking about a forb species. I don't care if you're talking about a bird or a deer or other animal species. If we do not use these resources, they do not rejuvenate properly.
Yeah.
And a preservation movement is very, very different from conservation movement, of which landowners, farmers and ranchers, and sportsmen alike share a conservation mindset. But a lot of people on both sides of that, both in the agriculture and the sportsman side, do not realize that it's a preservation movement out there. And that's what this 30 by 30 is about, is a preservation movement. And things like this that the Forest Service are doing is a preservation movement.
Yeah.
It's not a land use conservation-wise movement.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when you see a change of administration. Everything definitely changes for a lot of people, and some people don't recognize it right now, but down the road they're sure going to. So, Daryl,
it'll be recognizable down the road. They will be surprised in what they got by what they asked for.
So, Daryl, on the second half of the program, it's going to be called, you know what really grinds my gears? So start me out here. You got 60 seconds. What really grinds your gears? 60 seconds.
What really grinds my gears is the wedge that's being driven between agriculture, in between agriculture specifically, and not only that, but the agriculture and the sportsman's community when it comes to these conservation issues, because our country was built on private property and private property rights, and the ability to own property, and that's a very fundamental basic of having a free market society, a capitalistic society, a freedom, opportunity, self-reliant society. Without that, we will cease to exist as a country, as this thing was founded and as we've grown up to appreciate. And that wedge that's being driven by the elitists is very specific to keep everyone off balance, so that we fight with each other instead of realize who the big bad wolf in the crowd is. Yeah. That's what grinds my gears.
All right, Daryl, I appreciate you calling in and having a little fun with us here this morning. And next year, branding, same time, same place. Okay.
Well, send me an invitation.
All right, man. Have yourself a good one. Thanks for calling in.
Yep.
You bet.
All right, bye.
You bet. Daryl East, North Dakota Farm Bureau, and 888-932-5682. After this break, the second half of the program, it's what grinds your gears. You call in, you tell us, and then we'll elaborate on it. We'll see if it grinds our gears too. We'll have that coming up next, right after this short break on Dakota Prairie Outdoors.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust welcomes all contestants, families, and fans to Bowman for the North Dakota High School State Rodeo Finals. For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank. We've grown along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of offering modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. Dakota Community Bank and Trust, proud sponsor of rodeo, ranching, cowboys, the Cowboy Way, and of course, the North Dakota High School Rodeo Association.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, hosting these incredible June live and online equipment auctions in Raleigh, Mercer, Lakota, and Cavalier, North Dakota, Pelican Rapids, Minnesota, and our quarterly Upper Midwest online-only auction. If you're in the market for reliable farm equipment, John Deere tractors, livestock equipment, trucks, trailers, vehicles, antiques, collectibles, guns, and ammo, or even a collectible 1948 Indian motorcycle, be sure to check out the complete inventories of these auctions and dozens of other land and equipment auctions at Pifers.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
As an independent insurance agency, Dakota Community Insurance partners with leading insurance companies to offer products that are designed around you and your farm insurance needs. As a leader in farm and ranch insurance, we can help you to minimize the risk to you and your operation, including farm equipment, livestock, farm buildings, and crops. Stop into your local branch to visit with our insurance agent or visit DakotaCommunityBank.com. You can rely on us when nature strikes. Dakota Community Insurance.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition here on KGFX and Pierre, KOLY in Mulbridge, KLTC in Minot, K-Fire 550 in Bismarck, Mandan, and KLTC in Dickinson. Worldwide on the tube, Jesse Flath is sitting in the guest chair this morning. Jesse, it is what grinds your gears.
We kind of dipped our toe into a shark-infested water here. I'm getting some text messages. I got a text message from a buddy of mine back up in Mercer County. He wanted to let us know what ground his gears be, but he wasn't sure it was appropriate for this situation.
You can call in with anything. 888-932-5682. And we here's Jamie. Let's Jamie, are you there?
That could be scary if Jamie's on the line.
I'm there.
There. Jamie, what grinds your gears?
All right, well,
you guys are talking about this 30 for 30 and all this other garbage, and we got a appointee to the ATF and an attorney general and all this stuff Joe Biden's doing, that a lot of us really hate. And I'm quite sure there's some Republicans out there and libertarians who just couldn't vote for Trump. I can't in good faith vote for a man who's so uncouth and has, mean tweets. And of course, my favorite one of all time, my bump stock. My bump stock. Oh my God, he's the worst gun president in the history of the world. Well, guess what? One of the least of your worries right now is my bump stock compared to what's coming here. That just grinds my gears. Like, oh my God, I can't take it.
Yeah.
But you guys sit there and when your Trump never came after AR-15s or suppressors or that's right. He said something mean about suppressors once too. Oh God, he's terrible. My gears are grinding right now. I need some lube on them, but
you better double clutch your downshift there, bud, or you're gonna drop your tranny.
Yeah.
Oh, Jake breaking it.
So yeah, I know you're out there listening. So you didn't vote for Trump, so enjoy everything coming your way, you guys.
Yeah.
I had one question for you on top of my gears being ground.
Okay, what's the question? We can answer anything.
I know you can, and if you can't, you'll give her a heck of a try.
That's right.
What's the deal with this electronic posting bill or something that passed in the state legislature this year? I haven't looked into it. I just kind of heard it passed. And can you guys inform me on that?
All it basically says is you can go online and as a landowner and enter in your land to be on this list. That way, when people search where they can hunt, it comes up on the website. It doesn't.
Did they change it so that supersedes actual signs on your land?
No, they didn't change it.
So you still have to actually physically post your land, even though you're filling out there online.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, they passed a bill that didn't do anything.
Yeah, it didn't do nothing.
All right, so I can just keep driving around on my mule and putting posted signs up and having a few cold ones then.
Yep.
Yeah, darn right. And next
All
year,
right.
come down and have a few cold ones at the branding.
We were talking off air there. I haven't done that in many years. I think the last time I did it, Steve Cluten still lived up here, and he had cattle at this elk ranch up north of Bismarck, and I helped do that. It wasn't the farmer flop, though. We actually had Billy Beard in there roping and dragging them out. So I got a kick out of that farmer flop. He told me I never heard that one before.
Well, there's certain terms we use in different areas of the country. Did you know what Jesse forgot this morning? Did you know this?
What did I forget?
His apple juice.
His apple juice.
Oh no. Negative, Ghost Rider. That's a John Anderson thing, not me.
That is true. Jamie, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good day, guys.
You bet. See ya. Have a good one. So there you go. 888-932-5682. If you want to call in and tell me what grinds your gears. Jesse, what grinds your gears in the outdoor industry?
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I was just about to elaborate on one of these text messages.
Why not? First, let's start with, until we get another caller here, 888-932-5682, 888-9-DAKOTA is the number. Tell me what grinds your gears. Jesse.
Usually it's wore out clutch, but my gear grinding, lately has been extensive. I've tried to get a little bit shinier look on the world here lately, but there's just a lot of stuff happening out there. Small stuff behind the scenes, like you said about this Canal Act and the federal Forest Service stuff, and things that are changing that are big that nobody really knows about because, like you said, there's a lot of fine print in contracts, whether it's with the government or with private industry. I sign a lot of things, and I have a lot of people sign things throughout the days and weeks at my office, and I really suggest that people, no matter what you're doing, whether you're buying a car or a moped or a home or a ranch or land or whatever you're doing, take a look, flip to the last page and find the most inconspicuous thing there and at least read that, because that's probably where your issue is going to fall.
Text message comes in and says, in all the grass and range educational books and information that I've read over the last 40 years, not one has recommended that it should sit idle with no grazing. It's just over the last 20 years that uninformed environmental groups have pushed to remove livestock from CRP in federal grasslands.
Well, and you have a perfect example of this is when my wife went to Colorado State University. She went down there for a graduate program in reclamation, rangeland ecosystem science.
You married up, buddy. Holy moly.
She was the only one in her grad class that had an ag background.
Yeah.
She was the only one that knew the north end from the south end of a cow. It was an eye opener. You know, she went from NDSU, the agricultural college of the upper Midwest, and went down to CSU. And there was, I think, 7 to 9 people in her grad class. They were in the animal research building. That's where their classroom was. And the instructor said that he found, you guys, girls, I found a room over in the math building that we can move our classes to if we want to. Is there anybody in favor of that? And everybody raised their hand. And the comments were, well, yeah, let's get away from this horrible cow smell. And
wow.
And these were rangeland science graduate students.
Yeah.
It was an eye opener to me about
book smart.
Well, not even just book smart, just clueless. No idea about the connection between the land and the animals. And, you know, they're all mad about cows grazing and cow farts. There was millions and millions of buffalo roaming these plains before the rancher showed up with his domestic cows. The ground was still getting grazed.
Interesting that you say this. So at the Little Missouri Grazing Annual Meeting Wednesday, we had a scientist as a speaker.
Was that in air quotes underneath your arms there?
No.
Okay.
She was a scientist. She is a legitimate scientist, and she specializes in carbon capture.
Oh boy.
See, that's exactly what we thought. You got a room full of ranchers, and here's a scientist talking carbon capture.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know where it was going to go. And it started out like we expected. Pretty soon, she's pulled up data from the last 10 years, and she's been studying in North and South Dakota on the grasslands.
Okay.
And when people hear about carbon or carbon monoxide, any carbons for that matter, or cow flatulence.
Cow farts and power plants is all you think about. Yep.
People don't realize that's plant food. Plants need that in order to grow. So her entire research and what she presented to us was how important she did a test on CRP land.
Oh, with no animals.
With no grazing, and just let it sit versus a pasture that's been grazed.
Mm-hmm.
The pasture that's been grazed is capturing 80% more carbon than leaving it sit idle.
Because it's actively growing.
Because it's active. Dead grass does not produce or capture any carbon.
Can you remember back when we first started pheasant hunting my wife's land before we were married?
I do.
That CRP sat for, I think, 9 or 10 years. And we would try to walk in there to pheasant hunt, and you couldn't hardly walk in it. It was so
matted down,
and matted and overgrown.
So this is the problem, though. Okay, I got to check my phone system. 888-932-5682. Here's the problem. When it comes to CRP, everybody's, well, this is so great for wildlife, which it is.
For a while.
But it does nothing for the environment of what people are looking at right now.
As a whole, yeah.
So that there's the fight that we're having. This is what grinds my gears, is the separation between it being environmentally correct or just letting it lie. And right now, this 30 by 30 land grab, they just want it to sit still. They want to preserve it, but it's going to do, and that's part of the climate change. That's the thing. Well, we got to capture more carbon. We got to do this and this and this. Leaving it sit idle is not going to do this.
There's your difference that Daryl was talking about, your difference between conservation and preservation.
Yeah.
There are two hugely different things. I'm glad my wife isn't listening, because she'd probably be pulling her hair out, because This is kind of her wheelhouse. And
And she would hate everything I'm saying.
no, she'd
Oh.
probably hate both of us because even though we're 97% right, she gets really mad about the 3% that I'm always wrong, which that percentage grows every day, it seems like.
Matt Herman just retracted a message on YouTube.
Oh, boy.
Come on, Matt. What grinds your gears, man? So anyway, that's what grinds my gears is the separation between, if you would take all the private landowners, all the egg industry, and all the hunters, we would be unstoppable in what we want to do. And we could work so well together.
But you got to get everybody on the same page.
Here's the thing.
That's oof.
Okay, just as landowners, I mean, you got ranchers versus farmers. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Then you got red Angus versus black Angus and Galvey, and right? In the hunting industry, it's even worse. It is terrible.
Bow hunters versus rifle hunters.
No, bow hunters versus crossbow hunters.
Yeah.
Versus longbow hunters versus compound bow hunters. All right. Then you got people that are, you 6'5" Creedmoor, or, what do you have, a man bun and skinny jeans on, We're against ourselves so much in our own industry.
Yeah.
That we're not sticking together for the better of it.
Right.
That's the problem with it. All right,
I'm
done.
What was
That's
Keith
my
Warren's,
gears.
What was Keith Warren's slogan there for a while?
Shut up and hunt.
Shut up and hunt.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. There's a lot of truth to it.
There's another one. So everybody, when I have Keith Warren on my program, everybody says, "Oh, you got a high fence hunter."
Yep.
You show me. No, here, to be fair, show me one episode that he's high fence hunting. He doesn't. He raises deer.
None of the African
for
hunts
profit.
are high fence. When he comes out here, it's not high fence.
Well, prairie dog, it is. I got a 4-wire barbed fence up. It's
Holding the
high
prairie dogs in?
on the prairie dogs, holding the prairie dogs.
Some big old prairie dogs.
Get that old hog wire up there. So there you go. That's what grinds my gears. Hey, I almost sat on my soapbox for long enough that the show was almost done.
Do we have a caller?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll touch this text message I got lightly.
Here's the thing. I can answer anything and elude on it. Go.
So I got a text message from a friend of mine back in Mercer County, and this is the biggest Minnesota Twins Kirby Puckett fan that I know. Been a Twins fan since he popped out. He is hot at baseball right now. Like,
what's going on in baseball?
When he comes to my house, if there's a game on, it better be on the TV, at least in the background. But it's the 1 or 2 or however many year anniversary of this whole Minneapolis George Floyd kneeling on the neck shenanigans. So, and this grinds my gears too, and not just baseball, football, basketball,
Any professional sports.
The one sport that really hasn't done any of it,
hockey,
is hockey.
Yeah.
Okay. Professional athletes have to do their job of playing their game and entertaining us. I understand you have a big soapbox because you are, this is air quotes, famous for playing a game. I don't care what you think. I don't care what your political stuff is.
I agree.
Just hit somebody, dunk on somebody, slash somebody, soccer cleat somebody in the face. I don't care. Make it entertaining. This is going back to the Roman gladiator days. That's what sports is. A whole bunch of people sitting in a coliseum watching 2 guys hammer on each other for entertainment.
Yep.
Keep your signs out of the center field, outfield that tells me how I should be thinking. I'm not there to think about that. I'm there to watch somebody try to crush a home run.
Right. Not only that, rodeo. Probably one of the most patriotic professional sports we have. So Matt came back on
hockey and rodeo
on YouTube.
Okay.
He says, see what preservation looks like. Find a property line that is double fence. There's a stark contrast between the grazed land inside the fences and the preserved land between the fences. That's
Yeah, that's a good spot to look at.
Good, it's a good way to look at.
Because that double fenced 10 feet or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
The only thing that touches that is wildlife. Deer, antelope, chupacabras.
Chupacabras. Text message from Jamie says, I better read this. I actually like it when athletes and celebrities let their political views be known.
So he knows who to not watch. Yeah, good point.
And my buddy Gene over in Mobridge, listening on KOLY, The guy complaining about high fence hunters probably has a bait station.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Boy,
right
that's
there.
another contentious thing is bait stations. Whether you're arguing with the game and fish or arguing with your neighbor, that bait station
There's
topic is a big hot button
So
deal
that-
for a lot of people. For me, I really don't care. Whatever.
But we should. Here's
I can go over to Schrieffer's and they've got a 10,000 ton bait station in the middle of their yard.
I know.
There's a corn pile that I can sit on with my bow if I really want to. That's a bait station. Hello.
So you want to get into this?
No, I really
Do
don't.
you want to get into this? I think people on the radio can feel me getting red with fury when it comes to this baiting issue. All right, so food plots are okay. That's not a problem, right? Because you can bring all these deer into one area and have food plots. But putting a 5-gallon bucket of corn on the floor or on the ground is illegal in some
Right.
units,
Right.
depending on what state you're in. When is it going to come to the point where they're going to say that food plots are not allowed because that's a bait station? When's it going to what's going on here?
I'm texting the number to a guy.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have much time. We only got like a minute and a half.
He'll be quick. Call quick, Ryan.
Get after it. So when is it going to come to the point where my alfalfa field north of the house here, that's illegal? That's a bait station.
All right.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's what it's going to come to.
300-acre bait station.
Exactly.
Better watch the line.
Well, he's going to have less than 60 seconds because
Oh, really? We're that short?
we're getting there, buddy. This is how fast it goes when we're grinding our gears
Well,
on.
if we don't get in
everybody.
on time, he sent me a message asking if I've watched the documentary.
Here it is.
All right,
Hold on.
here we go, Ryan.
All right, Ryan. Is this Ryan? Good morning.
Hi, have you guys watched the documentary?
Oh, your phone. Turn your radio down and get in a spot where we can hear you, buddy.
By Golden Valley, so it's tough.
Okay, give her a shot.
If you watch the documentary Kiss the Ground, I had a wife's relative from the West Coast send it to me telling me how great it was, and it's a big sham about how farming is causing global warming.
Oh, good grief.
And there is a rancher in North Dakota that is starred in this show, and he is selling propaganda for money.
Really? What's the name of it? What's his name again?
Kiss the
It's called Kiss Ground. It's on Netflix.
Kiss the Ground. Okay.
I have a feeling you
Decide
just
what's causing. They need to decide what's causing global warming, or environmental, or whatever you want to call it. If it's farming, or power plants, or cows, or systemic racism, they got to pick one of them.
Yeah. I like it. All right. Well, I'm going to look into that.
But
Thanks for
they're
calling.
They are talking about. They're talking about $100 CRP payments already.
I know that there's. Oh man, I wish I had another hour. I could go off on that too. They're offering so
we
much
can-
to sit your
we
land
can touch
idle right
base-
now.
We can touch base next time.
All right, next week we'll continue our gears being ground. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate the call. Ah, man.
Ryan is the one that farms the land west of where we were hunting coyotes in the super cold that year.
Oh, okay. Well, he's got a coyote.
Oh, that's the shop we went to. His shop was the shop we went to.
That's a nice shop.
Yep.
You know what? You know what grinds my gears before we leave?
Oh boy.
You know what this is? Everybody having a nice heated shop, and I don't. I really want one. Well, I appreciate you coming out and helping me brand here, Jesse. Thank you so much,
you
and
bet.
everybody grinding their gears with me here today. Appreciate it. If you want to find more of my shows, my daily program, DakotaPrairieOutdoors.com, you can find it on all these great radio stations. Everybody on YouTube, thank you. Keep subscribing, and hey, remember, eat some meat and drink some milk today. I appreciate you coming on and having a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend, I guess we call it.
To all the veterans.
Yeah. All right, YouTube, radio stations, thank you. YouTube, have a great day. Appreciate it. I'm going branding.